I want to share a very personal intuition story with you today. I was born intuitive, what many would call psychic. As a very young child, I could really feel people. I often knew what they were thinking. I sensed beings in my room at night. I experienced visitations and presences long before I had language for them. And one of my first profound intuitive experiences happened when I was really young, like 6 or 7 years old. I had a deep, clear knowing about one of my father's friends. I could sense his intentions toward me before anything ever happened. And that knowing lived in my body, not in fear, but in awareness. Because I trusted that felt sense, I knew when I was safe and when I was not. And one day when we were at his house, we were getting ready to leave. My father had already gone into the car. I needed to use the bathroom. And in that space of being alone in his house with him, I knew this was the moment he was going to make his extremely inappropriate move. I followed my intuition completely. When I came out of the bathroom, I knew he would approach me. And when he attempted to cross a boundary, I looked right up at him and I said no, loudly and clearly, and ran out of the house into the car. And when I got home, I told my mother immediately. And that moment taught me something I've never, ever forgotten. Intuition protects. Intuition informs. Intuition empowers. As I grew older, my intuitive abilities only strengthened. As a teenager, I was always the one in the corner at parties, the one people found themselves opening up to, the one who somehow knew things about people I had no logical way of knowing. I was always bringing in higher wisdom. I could feel truth in my body. I often knew when someone was lying or when something just didn't feel right. And eventually, I began offering intuitive readings. And I'll be honest, I doubted myself at first, big time. So I used tools like a pendulum to build confidence. I'd write entire readings about someone before they even arrived for their appointment. And over time, I didn't need the tools anymore. What grew wasn't just ability, it was absolute trust and conviction. And that's why everything I teach now is about self-mastery. I don't want anyone to outsource their power. I want everyone to own their power. And when it comes to intuition, healing, or energetic clearing, these are natural gifts God placed within every single one of us. They strengthen with practice. They clarify with trust. They deepen with embodiment. And that's why I'm offering my 6-week Psychic Development Immersion beginning Wednesday, February 4th from 7 to 8:15 p.m. each week. This immersion is about remembering who you are. We're in a time that calls us into sovereignty, self-trust, and mastery. And intuition is one of the greatest gifts you can reclaim right now. So I'll say this with full conviction. If you're meant to be in this training, your soul will guide you there.